be with something as thick as that. And looks like mousesports have built upon the early advantage. Another body's dropped. Electronic of all. Boomich trying to deploy some utility that would indicate a commitment here. Acor's actually been forced off the site, and Bit has taken it. Frozen, so pushed up. They're going back around. Frozen, though, he has got a prime position if Simple brings the bomb this way.
Dearie me.
He hears Boomich. And he can punish. Will he consider it? Simple's going through the underpass now, and Bit's got so much space. He may be able to find a surprise frag onto Acor. 14 seconds. Frozen goes down. Simple,
get it down.
Great read. He's got just enough time to get this one down. A 2 versus 5 with 1 second to spare. Good grief, they might be doing it. Bit's pushed up bank. He's been here a long time. Slight nade damage, but it's this frag from Rops that's required. Oh, nice from Bit. Loses a lot of his health, though. He may fall to Simple. Bit needs a headshot. He needs it on the first bullet. Bemis is making no secret of his advance. Dexter's back is turned, and now all onto Simple. Oh. Nice save. Dexter, quick to react, and converts off the early damage from Frozen.
I thought Dexter was dead to rights there. He didn't look like he was considering that truck position whatsoever. Had time to readjust, and wow, that is going to be the round. Stolen back away from mousesports. It felt like Na'Vi had done a good enough job there, just with that timing of Bit. And that was facilitated because of that Acor frag, actually, because he was watching that angle, gets the kill. He goes all the way back through long. Bit goes into the site, gets that frag, and it was very, very close. So Na'Vi almost making something out of nothing. And that plant, that means we can see another buy out of Na'Vi. It's not going to be a great purchase, but it's going to be a buy. And for Galils,
that would have been a soul crusher as well. Like, the mousesports fizzle out into a kind of a depressed best-of-1 loss. Should that have been conceded, a 2v4, 2 versus 5, you just cannot stomach one of them in such a highly volatile best-of-1 series.
Very true. And the money situation, it would have been in the bin.
Yeah. So, you know, winning that round, it was a necessity in order to maintain the competitive nature of our opening game here.
Almost looked like a bit of a gear shift there, but that Monster Spoke has dispelled Boomich and Electronic for now. They'll wait out that 18 seconds. Simple lining up a flash to be ready and raring to go, but with the bomb on Simple's back, this is looking more like a B finish, or at least a B look in here through Monster to find a pick. So creeping in, the smoke is faded. Flash is good, BMAS on notice.
Nice find. Full HP as well after finding the first head. Electronic responds in kind, but Bemis just dancing around this pillar, and no commitment from Na'Vi, nor commitment from the rotate. Neither Acor nor Frozen completely out of position. Dexter's getting info and bullets into his head. They parked Simple.
Bad death, really.
Yeah, nice punish from Bemis. Just pulls mousesports straight back into contention for this round, and Bemis actually going to be flying solo.
Pants down in the open. You've been spotted.
Yeah, when they see your barrel, you're a dead man walking. Unless Acor threw a flash, doesn't have one. Frozen, he's got nothing really to say or do about this one. Acor, in the meantime, did find the left side prong. He knows where that bomb's going down and can anticipate where Bit wants to support from. Can they turn this 2v2? Advantage Na'Vi. Kit present, as is a smoke. Bemis planning to push out just in perfect unison. Draw is now fire, can't contribute. And Acor, he made the sound. He has made the frag.
He's quick.
Yeah, he has to be quick now. On towards the bomb spot, but Perfecto defends. And that will be Na'Vi's 11th. They do break their silence. It was the only 2 we've seen out of mousesports CT's side, but now back into Na'Vi's playbook.
And they've broken the bank right there, so mousesports not being able to stabilize. The last round was close. This one falling in the favor of Na'Vi means that Acor has enough for the buy, but the rest of his teammates will need to be looking at maybe just a light pistol upgrade here. This is Electronic coming in, and that's a massive fight to win. Onto Rops, on the rotator through the heaven position.
Perhaps we can take a moment as well to outline why Dexter's death, you outlined it as a bad death.
Yeah, because there was still a lot of time in the round. It felt like it was desperate. It didn't feel necessary at that moment because you were already pointing out that the rotation hadn't happened across the map. It's not like they were in the middle of gamble stacking. Sure, they didn't know where it was going to end, but they still found themselves in an even position with plenty of time on that clock. And knowing Na'Vi, they're not quick to do anything.
VP FaZe Clan on the B stream now as we finally got the first one concluded, and this one bodes very well for, I imagine, more FaZe Clan heroics. Virtus Pro, though, up to an early lead. Looks like it's going to be 6-3. We're getting back into the action here on the main stream, though. Na'Vi Mouse And yeah, as Chad had already highlighted, broken now. It's going to put Na'Vi within touching distance of 16.
If I'm going to give you guys the bright side, at least it's just one, right? It could have been needing the force buy into the eco. Right here, it's just pistol upgrade, and then we're going to see the guns come out next. But anything they can do right now to keep Na'Vi honest, even saving an AK-47 for the likes of Rops, wouldn't be too bad whatsoever. But this has been a closely fought affair, and once again, we'll remind you, all those newer viewers who might just be tuning on in, mousesports, this is their permaban. It's the best of one environment right here. They've let this one come on through, what would be intentionally. Na'Vi unable to do any prep whatsoever for a map like this, and well, Bit being in the starting roster means that there are a lot of questions to be answered here. Now, Electronic coming on through. Should be able to find this first. The bullets of BMAS, they fire first, but they're not on target. Electronic walks away with his life, and another pick through that monster. He'll slither away. Regroup with the squad, who are all leaning right now over towards this A area. Fountain Party. It's all populated in this moment. But they're sucking on back towards the B. Simple's AWP shot will let them know that, well, the big man is around the corner, and damage done to Dexter. This is going to be, should be a Na'Vi round now, just whittling away at the remaining forces.
You done any whittling in your time?
Whittling?
Yeah, you know, like got a wooden block out and whittled a cheeky spoon?
No, but I think it was in primary school. So for me, I think it would have been like year 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
We had a project where we had to do, what are the things called where you make them?
Products?
You can't read my mind?
No.
Come on, mate. You're not
the
reading.
Things,
no, okay.
The things
so
that you make.
We had to make a model,
yes.
right? We were doing. It was in social studies, and we were doing about Egypt.
Yes.
And I used balsa wood. When I say I did, my dad did. He just built this whole like Egyptian kind of like city type of thing out of wood for me. And I'm pretty sure I would have got a more than a pass mark on that one.
I'd imagine so.
Old Paul Birchall getting it done.
Paul Birchall submitting his year 8 homework.
Yeah, not to be confused with the wrestler.
No, he's
my dad is not a pirate.
The football player.
The plumber.
The plumber.
Yeah. I don't think he played football a long time ago.
Back in the day.
Big ginger man. All right, well.
Round 23.
Yeah, let's end the therapy session right there, shall we?
Start things off with another potential aggressive maneuver. Now, Acor's no longer being dispatched with Frozen, but Rops has. So we'll see if that's going to be any early friction. Some nades towards the playground cross look juicy, but they're just delayed by their own util. No damage dealt just yet. Early advance from Perfecto and Boomich, partnering up to pressure towards middle.
Oh, that's very early molly right there. Dexter's going to clear, but nobody's taken that space just yet. So sure, they have that sewer control under their remit right now, but once again, Na'Vi, they're never in a rush. This is a hugely important round. Mouse have to win this one. Frozen's going to get isolated very shortly. They're going to be playing around this smoke, hoping to use the shadow advantage. You can see just there the sun somehow coming through the smoke. I think Reddit would say that's unplayable, Alex.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
It's down to timing.
Oh, it does land a dink, and this could be the finish. Great work from Frozen, but he's lost another teammate in the process. And so, as the dust settles and the bodies are dropped, we are left with a 3 versus 3 emerging with a long lean from Na'Vi. Frozen's going to have a lot of information given his position. He knows they haven't gone back through the underpass position. If Dexter can just...
Dexter.
Okay, he's actually going to smoke Monster Tunnel in order to...
Oh, it's bad info.
No, what? He's
It's bad
rotated
info.
off it.
They thought it was the A-suck.
And this does suck now. Oh, Frozen's got nothing to report. The flashes are heard, and they realize their mistake. This, considering the state of affairs and what's at stake here, Chad,
It
this
might
is
have
a
to be a
disaster.
save call. And Frozen has to find one now.
Oh, they planted safe bankside. X-ray baited me. Simple does have info and a frag. Nice dink. Fair play. Long range with the M4, but hope's starting to fade now for Dexter and Bemis. He'd have to have another hero moment. And yeah, he's been found by Electronic. Such a crucial round, and just to be determined exclusively from a misread.
Oh, did they catch his head? I think maybe not. Bits clearing here, there, and everywhere. We'll find himself an M4 for his troubles. But yeah, just that information from Frozen, right? They read that as it was back towards the B bomb site. Unfortunately, the wrong call, and that is going to be the 13th round. mousesports find themselves with the 2,900 loss bonus coming into what will be round number 24, which means probably partial investments for Bemis, Frozen, Rops, and Acol, while Dexter saves onto that M4. Yeah, this should be 14 for Na'Vi unless somebody can step up with a multi-kill magic moment. Rops couldn't get anything done there. That was so unfortunate with the peak. I guess the dink with the M4, but the wrong angle for the close player.
Takes the time to double scope it.
He's up to 27 kills right now is Simple.
He's having a simple game. Immediately lose that door. That's going to slow Perfecto and his walk up. At least one would assume. That's where they've put the M4, so Dexter's going to be very proactive.
Just quickly, while we have a little bit of a lull, Rops has been kept very quiet. I think 1 kill in this second half, right? And he's the superstar that consistently needs to be there for Mouse if you're ever going to consider them to get some wins against the big boys. This might be his moment to step up with the Deagle. We know he loves the bullets to the belly.
That's a start. That's a great start. And a weapon now to be retrieved. He's trying to gear up Rops. And that temptation could be his destination. Okay, Frozen taking the head off a bit. Now they're into a competitive one. 2 rifles have fallen into the CT hands. If Rops can just get that retrieval complete. Dexter's on a fast flank as well. Simple's not exposed. He's tucked himself in, but will be re-peeking in. And Dexter sitting duck. Tagged up, smoked off. A chance for Rops, though, with the recovered M4. The damage is too much. Boomich catches him. And the hopes for mousesports start to fade. Frozen's gone. Dexter's low. Last spotted by Simple. And I imagine his death, foregone conclusion. He's just going to try and evade the radius at this point.
It's so frustrating to know that Na'Vi can just have electronic, aggressive monster like that, so comfortable to be on their side of monster and to flash and peek. Now, I know this was just pistols, but he's been doing it against rifles. That round where he swung on out and he killed Rops at Heaven, that's another example. If you cannot stop that, they're just going to aim map you every day of the week through that position. Think about Gambit, right? When we watch them play this map, what do they keep smoked? The entire round. It's Monster, right? Yeah. There's at least 4 smokes thrown, and I'm saying at least, like 4 smokes are thrown at Monster within a round here to help Inters and Hobbit on this B bomb site. So it's quite the contrast of what we're seeing, right? I think from Na'Vi on their CT side, they were having a hard time once those A hits started to come in. It was A, but now mousesports, well, over towards this B side, not looking super strong right here, right now. 14 to 10. 2 more for Na'Vi to pick this one up.
Aiko with a spot of aggression, a nice catch. Boomich going down. A little extended from the pack. Frozen contributes another as well. Damn, Na'Vi cut off at the knees. Just a start. Oh, and even Beamer's completely blind. Okay, well, mousesports, they will convert. A spotless round. I mean, if we'd have started this off, if 40 seconds ago I said, what do mousesports need? I think a clean CT round might have come out of your mouth.
Yeah, they need to make sure that they're not dropping too many guns to Simple right here, right now. They need to keep and protect this CT side of bank if they're interested in having a comeback whatsoever. Still a decent amount of money left over for Na'Vi here, and Simple will be able to reinvest into an AWP next round, but staying alive, those funds could be used elsewhere. Boomich and Perfecto both sitting on the side of the road. They could use a gun.
Simple's got a big smile on his face. Someone's making him laugh. There's something that we may not get to see too much of, but something to keep in mind.
Simple smiling, or?
Yeah, Simple smiling, but also just his sheer ability to visualize where the fights are going to come from.
Well, he needs to be ready for all of these because they are actually trying to hunt him on down here.
Yeah, he's already considered the potential. He's already got this wrist flick ready, and...
Oh, he's baiting him in.
Well, this time. Not this time.
What? Okay, well, people at home can go and watch that little exchange there, but Simple was waiting. He typed ZZZ. I think he wanted them to push. Yeah. He just had typed it, and Robs comes up the ladder. So a bit of an awkward exchange right there. Oh, but all in all, this is how it started.
How to finish a round in the opening 10. Europa catching a crazy fight. Like, you think Boom just slipped the net at that point, don't you?
Yeah, well.
Hello? Just jumps onto him.
And no double AWPs is a preference here for Mouse, right? They could have picked up a second AWP there if they wanted.
True, we saw that drop for the M4. Rops really would rather. I guess there's an indication that their CT side has been rejigged. You know, he'd have taken that second AWP to short any day of the week. Acor's here. And there goes Bit. Another opening frag for Mouse. Precisely what the doctor ordered. And they can now set themselves up in a more of a resistant defense. Enable more potential for those trades off of one another, tucked into the toilet. Simple going hunting. Having a quick peruse if anyone wants to give him an equalizing frag. This is his chance.
So
and
the shadow
Acor does
baited.
tag. Potential to be finished off here as the equalizing frag has been provided. Simple in Overwatch, and oh, a chance into the back of Boomich, but there's Frozen with the double. Simple couldn't quite find it in time, had to adjust. And now mousesports in very good stead for a 12th here. If they don't find Frozen and immediately build upon it, they've got 40 seconds now to turn a 2v4 into an RV round. Bombs on the back of Electronic, heading long. Perfecto to go hunting. Keeps Rops on notice.
Yeah, at least bomb wasn't spotted there on Perfecto's back, so...
Essentially a 2v2 on A for now.
Yeah, and time is the problem here. So as they go through long, 20 seconds to defend his Dexter, AK from the Optimus position.
He can't lose this duel. He cannot afford to not hit that head, and now he's been forced off the angle. Could get awkward if Frops doesn't tame the spray. And that's enough. mousesports will take it. 12 put on the board. And another CT round strung together.
Yeah, bouncing back over each other there nicely. And now Na'Vi, they are the ones who have the economy in question here. On the high end, we're looking at 3.6 for Electronic. On the low end, we're looking at 2K for the likes of Perfecto and Boomich. So a buy, definitely not in the realms of possibility. Loss bonus has started to build now, so we're looking at 2,400 in the next round. But this is great from Frozen here. 22 kills for him, leading the charge, leading the pack. Alongside him, BMS with 19. I've been liking the CT side of AWPing from Acor on a map like this. Has been looking very, very good, finding opening kills and presence. 15 kills for him. And Rops has now started to come alive, 12 frags. Still Dexter quiet on 9. But all in all, things are looking good for Mouse as we do go into a technical timeout. We've got a funkier soundtrack. DreamHack always putting out the...
It's been a while since I've done a Masters. I can't...
Yeah, well, I don't think we didn't do them last year because what happened was the whole vid happened. We got stuck here, and then we did like 3 months, and then we were like, we probably don't want to go do a 4th month.
I remember.
I think that's what happened.
I remember.
And then I don't know what happened later in the year. It's all foggy now.
Yeah, but Masters has taken me around the world, you know. I've got to see a lot of Sweden. Got to see Marseille, France.
Yes, that was an interesting one, wasn't it? Because that is a part of the world I didn't even, as my ignorant Australian brain, didn't know existed.
Yeah.
I knew that, guys, I know that France is a place. I just didn't know that it looked so nice.
It was just Paris and baguettes for you until that point.
Yeah, and well, there's a lot of old people there as well.
There is.
It felt like it was
south
a retirement
of France
village.
It is the Florida of France.
Okay, no alligators there.
No.
Didn't see any of those. But as you guys saw, we do have the B stream going on as well. FaZe versus VP, that's a big one. I think FaZe are boot camping if you guys have missed it. So it's time for them to start getting things going. Carrigan, Robin, Twists, they're all... Robin's not a newer name, but he's back in that coaching chair. Might want to check that one out. But let's keep our eyes focused here as Na'Vi will be taking this save situation. Going to be a deagle, a couple flashes for the likes of Electronic. And once upon a time, this was a go-to strategy. Give Simple and Electronic deagles and let them win the round for you. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Did they not... Did Boomich hear them? Did they hear... They definitely heard Boomich.
They did, but now they're kind of confused because it sounds like he was on his own. And yeah, there's more to come. There they are. Perfecto, don't know if he's been spotted out yet by Rops. There it is.
Lots of unknowns here. Should be easy to clean on up, though. Oh, they're just pestering right now. Just like flies bobbing around your head here. They're not going to get a lot done. They're just annoying. As Simple melts away, the bomb will get dropped.
Have you ever encountered where you're asleep and you know there's a mosquito in the room just because it will occasionally fly past your ear and you just get a momentary...
Yeah, we live in Malta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, it's a whole new kind of sleep deprivation strategy where it's just, you're being bullied by a creature the size of like a fingernail trimming.
We could order mosquito nets.
But I'd feel like a bit of a twat.
Well, we don't have to...
Just climbing into my net every night. It's not like I'm not in the jungle. I'm in a home.
Yeah, but the welts are pretty big over there. They're
Yeah.
nuclear mozzies. That one burnt old Simple down there. But we are getting to the crunch end right now of this best of one establishing match. Winner goes on to the upper bracket. Loser, well, down to the loser. How fitting that is as the guns are back out. Couple of Galils, no AWP for Simple here, and Rops on the jump peak. Smoke going to make this a little bit more difficult to keep that jump up. Might be able to catch him over the cast.
Yeah, this is the fight. Okay, spots them, and Dexter should have at least one. Make it two. Another early disadvantage for Na'Vi. They're going to have to stomach. Mouse have snatched the double. one maybe, but this just seems insurmountable. Again, with these early disadvantages, Na'Vi are going to be equalized upon unless Boomich takes it upon himself to respond in kind. He's up short, very loud about it. Looks like Simple will take the mantle from him.
This is huge from mousesports here. Chip damage there with the nade. Both Boomich and Simple now in headshot range for those M4s. And Frozen has been an absolute nuisance over towards Fountain. Late information has unraveled Na'Vi a few times here and might be onto something with Bit. He's sweeping through, and the timing on this is the clamp. We've got 3 players on the B site. We still have Acor just defensively holding A, so in case anybody got past Frozen, and Frozen's now ready just to lock the door.
As soon as Boomich releases that smoke, Frozen will take the Q. Like, if Heaven gets smoked, he's going to start his crawl. Until then, they bide their time. 30 seconds. This is going to be it from Simple. He's on for the hunt. Bemus to be tested. Dexter as well.
Heaven's smoke missed.
Is released. It is missed. There's more space for them to work their magic. Boomich, Simple. Completely locked out. No map control at 18 seconds. And here comes Frozen just to make sure.
Save.
No saves to be made. Sent back to the Stone Age. And that's lovely stuff. The CT economy swelling now as they string together 4 consecutive rounds.
Oh, dearie me. If you're Na'Vi, take a timeout. That's the second right there of this game called. And let's explain the ramifications of this one. The scoreline is 14-14. This is a best of 1. The $2,900 loss bonus coming through and no saved guns means you have a couple of options. You can go all in right here, right now. Push all those chips into the middle of the table and fully invest. If you lose, you're only going to get 3,400 next round, which is not enough for the AKs, not enough for the AWPs. But
it's 2 poopy buys or 1 good buy for OT.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You're playing for OT essentially if you don't want to buy in a round like this. I don't know, maybe even another pause off the back of this just to really talk options through, but they're happy to just go for this partial investment. Deagles, light utility, haven't dropped an AK across, right? They haven't gone for that kind of aggressive maneuver to give one of their stars the AK-47. Simple is hitting some shots, 28 kills for him, but maybe they think the AWP is the difference maker. How much can they make mousesports hurt in a round like this? They've been able to establish now that it's 4 rounds in a row, a bank balance that is swelling to close out this game, and mousesports might upset Na'Vi here today.
It's certainly set up for it. All they have to do is not fall to the Deagle. Step 1. Seems to be successful. Frozen, though, has lost himself the life and control of that AK. Why buy one when you can take one? And it's gone straight into the hands of Simple. Bomb yet to be retrieved, but already postured towards that fountain position. They've taken toilets, it's theirs. Rops does choose to once again aggress. He has the support of Acor.
It's a 2-2 split right now. Keep your eyes on that one flash in the hands of Beer. It's either going to come down to dry peaks and massive headshots or a flash to set his teammates up. Simple's threatening now.
Oh, this is for everything. This is for all the marbles. If Na'Vi can truly make this one hurt. Oh, no! Acor dead on the one. Rops to save the day, but he's only pulled one out of the bag. mousesports are in trouble. Perfecto's already taken Optimus as well. Spots Bit, knows there's 2 that side. He knows where they all are. Can't control it. mousesports, an absolute disaster. Courtesy of Simple and his dastardly Desert Eagle. No way. Bemus has got nothing. A smoke. 3 to find. Perfecto's having all the fun in the world with his A and his D keys. It's a flash and a go. It's all he can do. Electronic over the smoke as well. A bit of a one-way found. Just to secure survival of this round. Nice find, but there it is. Na'Vi snatcher 15th.
Oh.
Out of just Desert Eagles and nades.
Absolute disaster. Simple walks away with an AWP picked up off the ground. They grab themselves an AK-47, and look, there is enough money for mousesports to go for this buy. Again, sure, we've already highlighted that, but mousesports were in the position to close this game first.
Jesus. Acor feels so safe. He's jump peeking against Deagles. He's in a slither gap of the shelf.
The thing that really must bother them the most is Frozen's been having a great game. I've spoken about how important his information on the CT side has been, and then giving away that kill right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the undoing. The 4v4.
Now
He can make up for it, though.
Yeah, but mousesports just have to play more Counter-Strike. It's the one thing they didn't need today, Chad.
They wanted a bit of a break.
Today was supposed to be the one best of one.
Hey guys, we only have potentially 4 maps today.
60 rounds of one overpass game coming up. Hot and steamy. Unless Electronic closes it out right now with a quick double, just like that, straight into B.
Oh no.
mousesports dissolve. And the hope does too. Acor and Frozen remain. Ramifications of that Deagle death echoing through the final result here. Akor's opened the door. He's just begging them to give him a chance. Anyone? Anybody want to just give this round away? No, you don't? You want to win? I guess that makes sense. Fine. He's gone. And Frozen, yes, the hero of many a CT round, unfortunately now is the last to fall. And Na'Vi.
There's no time. We're getting excited, but there's no time.
Take it, 16-14, right down to the wire. No OT required. But a sensational comeback, and it is Sasha the Smasher, definitely on form. Keep your eyes on Na'Vi. Simple is here, and they're here to stay.
Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Spring. I'm still recovering from Na'Vi versus mousesports. We thought mousesports had mounted a comeback on that CT side, and then the Dirty Deagles came out to play round 29 Maniac. It really put the nail in a surprise coffin for mousesports.
The tears of the mousesports fan has to be right, because you pointed There were good comebacks in both the halves for mousesports. Started rough, they found the footing on the T side, same on the CT side. Acor and Frozen on the A side, finding a couple of entry kills. Dexter on B, you start thinking, okay, they're doing it. That's it, we have a comeback, we have a game. And then the Deagle round, no, that hurt me so much.
Were you feeling hurt, Janko?
No, I don't care who wins, you know. Like, I'm not coaching anymore. Whoever wins, I'm fine with it. But yeah, it does help to have Simple and Electronic right in the end. Simple round 29 with the Deagles, and then round 30 Electronic with the 2 entry kills on B. So sometimes it's as simple as that. mousesports did a great job in the first half. Unfortunately, couldn't just close it out in the very end.
Well, hopefully we're going to be able to talk to someone from Na'Vi. Hello, let's pick up the phone. And it is... Boomich in the house.
Hello.
Hello, Boomich. Firstly, thank you for joining us. And secondly, what was your reaction to the overpass map pick?
Yeah, it was a really surprise for us. That's what I can say.
Janko?
All right, cool. Yeah, cool. I mean, it was a surprise for us as well. Obviously, you know, sometimes it's hard, especially in a best of one. You wouldn't expect it to happen. But yeah, I have a question for you, just in general, right? Obviously, there's been criticism for you guys, considering sometimes, you know, towards the T sides and so on. You had a couple of weeks to prepare. Was that one of your main focuses, maybe to add a little bit of variety to that T side? What did you guys work on?
We was on bootcamp like for 7 or 8 days, I think. We was working on like all maps on overmap pool. So, you know, like beat come to us and we have this roster now, so we should play like all maps and grinding a lot. So we not was focusing on overpass, like I want to say. It was a really surprise for us, but we will see what we'll do next.
Boomich, you talk about Bit, and I am very interested about his integration on all the maps. Can you tell us a little bit how it's going, if you feel already ready?
He's still a young player. He needs a lot of experience, but we're grinding a lot, like I said. I think it was a really good time for bootcamp because like new maps for him and new roles. So everything is okay now. We are still working.
Boomich, how is your relationship with Electronic in terms of calling the game? Because we notice Electronic is playing that rotator position on the CT side of overpass. Traditionally, that's a role that an IGL would play. So how much impact is he having on the way that you're calling the game at the moment?
This role, yeah, is rotation role, but we know like everyone is communicating, so I think it's okay for us. You know, it's not hard to call something, then you're staying B short like me. So everyone is giving info and it's okay.
But you're firmly in the leadership role on all the maps at the moment?
Yes. I'm calling on the maps.
Well, Boomich, thank you so much for talking to us today. Congratulations on winning your opening best of one here at DreamHack Masters Spring. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you.
Well, that's me told. And I appreciate being told. I just wanted to clear it up once and for all. Let's talk about that first half then, because Na'Vi seemed so disciplined on their CT side at first. They weren't taking the bait at all from mousesports. Rox wasn't really finding anything in his B lurks, and the pack were kind of running out of time to make assaults on A. And then suddenly, Na'Vi got maybe a little bit greedy.
Yeah, I don't know